Hold on. The camera's very yellow. There we go. It readjusted. Oi, bruv. You've got a... You've got a license for all that Elysium?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. East Delta Commerce Center? This must be the name of the doomed commercial area.
Oh. There's a lot of them. How did I not register all these before? Boxing for young athletes and gym? 24-hour window.
Ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
Oh.
An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
Oh.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say to this?
I would love to be Kuno in this moment. Plaisance, it's me. Please open the door. I'm trying to get in.
Sorry, officer. I thought you were...
There's a spot of static that overrides her words.
But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
But what if I do call there again, huh?
A
What if I'm
single
just
beep
feeling it?
indicates that the line has gone dead.
Turning up the game audio because I realized the background music is really quiet. Okay, well, what about this boxing place, huh?
All you hear is static, but no one
Okay.
answers the call.
What about this Andrew Orlando Hair SCA
You
place?
ring the doorbell, but no one answers.
Okay.
What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair.
They pointed it out, not me. Alright, what about Emma's Fashion Ultimatum?
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the call.
Alright, what about Fabron's Taxi?
Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore.
Oh. Okay, what about Slipstream
You hear
SCA?
static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver, but isn't saying anything.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
This is a woman's voice, crackling and fragile through the static.
Have you come to place an order?
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly.
Hold on, Tricentennial Electrics. I thought I was calling Slipstream SCA.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
Sorry?
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
What does that mean?
It's a woman, and she knows you. Your heart beats faster.
That monkey is horny!
Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Sorry, my brain processing out from that monkey is horny to reading your message, Sloan, had me dying for a second. Welcome in. My train senses were tingling. Oh. Who cares that you don't remember? Just go along with it. Do we know each other? I don't know. She seems really excited about my existence. I don't want to say it's me crawling back into your life. Me. I'll go with, who are you? Who are you? Where are you? I know it's gonna probably affect how this interaction
Michelle,
goes.
just please.
She stops and you can hear her breathe heavily. Her breath distorted by an ancient static. Why she gotta be in there like that? Just... Me when 2 months subbed. Hey! Nice.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Hold on. Tell me what's going on. What did I do?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
Oh, I get it. Oh man, my brain is on its own little train because I almost went, that monkey's a bottom.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget.
Forget about what?
She sounds like she's about to cry.
Hello?
She doesn't answer.
You said it was nice. What's so nice about forgetting?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
What just happened? Mean when on-screen chat doesn't work? Oh, is it not popping up? What? Hold on, let me go fix this. Pause. I don't know if that fixed anything. It did not. I'ma be real, dog. I don't know why the on-screen chat thing isn't showing up. Success. I'm a king. Technology is my baby, and I am its father. It's pronounced Revachol and Origny? And Classier. That makes sense. Ew. That ew is so quick. What just happened?
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
Alright. It's a goodbye then.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read.
Huh. Fortress Accident, SC? What the hell does that mean?
Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident.
Revachol Ice City.
Silence. No one answers the doorbell.
Why is no one home? I know nothing about Disco Elysium, but it's popular with the trans community, I guess. Really? I did not know that. I have a... Why?
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. Silence. No one answers your call.
What's in the empty card?
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Why did you say it like that? BTW... Oh, I'm sorry, there's an ellipsis, so it's more like... BTW, we have meat. It smells good. Please eat some. It is being... Sorry, I went to read the next sentence and then I saw OK RPs.
This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Well, I've taken a gander at them all.
Hobocop.
I've completed the hobo cop.
Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But
Just
who knows where
G-loose.
the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon. Then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres.
Oh, welcome,
The
Kingsley.
secrets of the city are all yours
Not the meat
at
joke.
last.
Reveals extra spectral collector's editions tear bottles on the map. More money from selling tear. Learning cap for shivers raised to 6. Can I not accept? Ahoy, mateys! Did you like that? Did you like what I struggled to say, mateys? Volumetric shit compressor. Oh, right. I forgot I was doing that. Compressing the shit of my brain. Hey now! Ahoy! Can't stop! And instead of the M sound, it just turns into the microwave noise. Did I talk
The
to you,
woman
old
still
person?
has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
It was indeed Sloan who got that clip that is gracing TikTok right now. No, you know the one that he is obliterating that twink. Oh? Since when does this have a button? It says grid. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. Okay, the other area of the game only had music, so... You saved it to your phone? Why? It's there. It's on TikTok. Freaked. Sick. Oh, this racist guy. Can I talk to him again?
Not. Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Oh, okay. That's all I need of him, I guess. I'm really bad at this.
Now it's turning into a kind of a
Okay.
snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
That post is that clip is the first thing I've posted in a while, and I gotta admit, I think people enjoy it more than some of the other things I posted. Tell me more about this. I didn't ask him about the dead man?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
But I
It's
need a
easy
laugh.
to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Alright. Never mind then.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
That's all for now. Bye. I'm happy to splice up random bits for the enjoyment of TikTok. I've been meaning to just take a bigger charge of my Who's this man? You're new! Talk to me!
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, Ultra Series.
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Inspect the sneakers, inspect the speakers.
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable found Ultras atop them.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Poor little speakers. Can I pat them? And also totally not, so I can't just pull it up. But why would you feel the need to do that? Why would you feel the need to pull it up? To show me? Huh? Poor little speakers.
No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. Don't even look at them. Check out these super cool, fun Ultras instead.
I realized I cut off my own sentence. I was trying to say that I've been meaning to just take charge with posting more just clips from videos to the TikTok. Did I see your hair? I don't think so. I was working today, so if it's something that occurred today, I probably didn't. I've been slow on the upkeep because of
Samaran
work.
trash. That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic, produced under the dictatorship of the proletariat.
Can't I just buy the sad, conquered Samaran speakers? Because I feel like it could get goofy. I have I don't know why I read that as a declaration in my head. I have changed it! It's me, Chip Mulaney, your father. I'll take a look at the sneakers.
A pair of found Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
I will take a gander at the photo when I have my phone in my hand again, which will not be for a bit. Not the Jim Mulaney joke. Like, if you get a little upset with an inconvenience, and I just pull that shit up and play it. And I was sitting on the bench! And I was over on the bench!
Only? That's madness.
I wouldn't even have 50 real. I have 12 real and 15 cents or whatever.
Fun Ultra. We're the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine?
-1 to encyclopedia. But I like my brain.
Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit's singularity lasts.
All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. Nice. I think. I don't know if that last part is good. I can go inspect the body now. Look at me. I can be a detective. Solve a crime. Shout out to my laptop being dead, so I have to charge a little before I finish the thumbnails. Nice. Shout out to my laptop that needs to be plugged in at all times. Mine too. Earliest 9.9 and a 3060. That's my laptop has, I think, an i5 and Windows 10. Windows 10? Yes. I mean, everyone eventually has that problem with laptops. It's kind of the nature of the laptop. It's also why I bought a fancy little desktop. Whoop. Do. Oh, up. Inspect the body hanging in the backyard of the Whirling in Rags. Maybe, finally. I didn't even get to talk to this dude. I just looked at his stuff. There's a drawbridge here? Bro, what is all this space that I've never seen before? Anyways, I've geometrically compressed my shit, so gotta go try and look at that body again. Windows 10 superior. It is. Windows 10 is real good. I can't even deny that. And then I got a job. I didn't know you bought your own laptop.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell.
Okay.
Eating it is all it does now.
Okay. There's an 83% chance I succeed. This is my third try. Is this the German 3? German 3. Yeah. That's how they catch Michael Fassbender in Inglourious Bastards. Right? Or is the German 3 the ASL 3? I can't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always hated that. Brief tangent, right? ASL numbers. I hate going to 3. Because 1 and 2 makes me feel real fine and dandy. And then 3 brings in the thumb, and you're like, well, I guess that's fine, right? And then you go to 4. You go to 4, and you drop the thumb, and you bring those up. And you're just like, what? Right? And then 5. And you're just like, oh, okay. And then, is that 6? Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a good old 10. Just 10. Anyways, roll those dice.
As you breathe in,
Success!
odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
I did. I saved up just enough for my first couple paychecks and odd jobs to buy a used MacBook. Oh! Well, congrats. I don't know if I'll ever go buy myself. It's not necessary for me to ever have a laptop now. Now that schooling is done. Not that I could bring that laptop to school anyways. But I respect that. Cheer. I looked at this. I looked over there. I feel like you just tried to cheer, but it didn't do it right. So it just says the word cheer balls. Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
What? Because I wasn't about to keep making thumbnails for my phone. I got tired of that for the first couple months. Understandable. I respect that. Having opened Canva on my phone and having opened Canva on my desktop, it feels like it would be a nightmare to make those on the phone. So I must firstly applaud you for having the wherewithal and will to do that on your phone for so long.
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
Shit don't work. If the cheers don't work, the cheers don't work. Why they don't work, I couldn't tell ya.
These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots, are they? They're armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the hill. Fairweather. Fairweather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
The material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
I was like, wow, this is rough. That's how I read it in my head. I know how you sound and it's not that, but now that's what everyone's gonna pretend is the voice that goes along with any message you send into the chat. How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Jesus.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
That's a lot, I take it.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot.
I'm no bum. I'm the coolest man this side of the Eastern River. How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
These look pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
What happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. Maybe he'll know something.
Understood.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
Right. Knock on the boot, pull the boot. I'm not gonna knock on the boot and have like his poop and pee just come trickle on me or something. Don't forget, the body expels everything when you die. In like fashions like this. Just goes.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Inspect that belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below.
Sorry.
Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind, for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. Should I go with that one? Yeah.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Oh. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
Yeah, it does. We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it.
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
Sorry. My past has undergone total annihilation. Nothing remains. My mother, the love of my life, certainly not a briefing.
Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's actually really good of him. Thank you. Thank you, Kim Kitsuragi.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt. Limbs
I know.
limp.
I know
An
it
intricate
hangs.
web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Is this a microelectronic system?
I have only a cursive knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it were. But it's not quite complex enough, is it?
It doesn't seem familiar from the insides of any radio computer your mind can imagine. The somewhat organic lines remind you of old filament memory units, but not quite. No, you're nowhere near right.
I'm missing something here.
So am I.
What? A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
We'll let the lieutenant do his work.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
He produces 2 metal-capped ampules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines
I
there.
have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then,
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
that's a fascinating way for that camera to work.
In case we need it.
The lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry on the cold wind. On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. What do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Say nothing.
Here, a souvenir. Don't lose it.
I will do my best.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute, and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Wow, that's a description, ain't it?
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Oh. Look him in the eye?
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there.
Subaquatic? Subnautica? Below zero? I just have a meltdown.
Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
That's a 42%. I'm not getting that.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench, eyes like a shark. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
I didn't know you were gonna go Subnautica? I couldn't tell you. I am a man of, I almost said primal nature, of repetitive nature. Oh. His face and hands are pink. Thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
Is that his poop?
So, what do you think?
I think he was up right after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored. Well, hold on. Why would his neck be discolored? Oh, because his head is lulled.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Seems like a lynching to me.
Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption. But we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death.
Oh. What if I say this? He's beaten up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Oh.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
What?
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Called him a coin slot.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet.
I knew it was
Liquid
poop.
Dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
God, she loves that word, huh? She just loves it. We got, oh, we got lucky. Yeah, we'll go with that. We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
Okay, well, yeah, he's a
There's
dead man,
no
but
breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
so how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
I guess I'll have another look.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo. The material, delicate and these are clearly not boots. They're
Indeed. Ceramic plate. Under the heel. Fair weather.
a small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether, like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
What does this remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Run your fingers over the lines? Buddy, they're species.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice.
Oh?
The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100, 1000.
Hey, yo! Look at that! Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the drying ballpoint of his pen on his tongue. E500, 100, 1000. I mean E50. I know how to read.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
I don't think I should pull the boot off. That sounds like a good way to get my partner to hate me. Or to get the body to break.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cog. The
Yeah, it
hangman's
slowly
this
twists.
is a steel.
Airlifting. I thought the local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. His dark brown hair grows on his head. The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
Here, I want to... Oh, wait. Let's come back to this cadaver after I talk to this kid.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Ooh, I want to discuss the body with you again, Kuno.
The fuck about it?
Where's the rest of his armor?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant.
Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man.
Oh, but I know someone it's not too big for.
Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big.
He performs a kickoff on the imaginary helmet.
Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
You threw it in the sea.
Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
What do you mean, troubadour?
Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows.
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
You mean Mañana? Mañana? I don't know how to say that word. It's got the little thingy. Someone else would say manana, and that's incorrect. It's mañana, right?
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
And you're just telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
There are contusions all over his body. Did you do that?
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
Yeah, that N.
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
A contusion is a bruise. I'm talking about the marks your stones left on the corpse.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing? This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
You hear the lieutenant hum.
Do you know who he was?
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
Oh my dear God.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
So you don't know anything?
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone.
Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone. Do you know how it got up there?
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So you didn't see it happening?
You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Oh, okay. Where did you go then?
I don't know. Some fucking
He looks around, trying to come up with something.
Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
That's a fictional city name. Night City doesn't exist. Wait, that's a cyberpunk reference.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You haven't been where Kuno's been. You haven't been in Kuno's head. You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know what Kuno's been fucking up to?
Don't tell him that, Kuno. It's lame.
Is it lame?
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's city. Night City. Rage City. The city of rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
He's building a city?
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno's city, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important, it'll come up later. Focus on the case.
More on this later. Right now, let's talk about
You're
something else.
testing Kuno's patience here.
Sure.
Get lost.
Loves that word. She loves it.
The fuck do you want with it?
Oh, no,
Good
okay.
call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom.
Okay, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I know. That's how you end our conversations every time.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Oh. Right. Oh, what's my thingy telling me? What do I have? Oh, right, the picture! Doink, doink. Oh, interact. Sorry.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect,
you've told me all this.
It almost looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory, but not quite.
The Kuno head ass is annoying as hell. Kuno doesn't care. He is annoying. He is absolutely just the vision of a child on drugs, is what he is. What's the meaning of this tattoo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance.
Thanks, Brain.
Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Ooh, who knows about history? Do I know anyone who knows about history? Would the book lady know? Would this guy know?
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
I can't access the... I forgot that he said he'd give me a briefing.
Yes? What do you want to know? Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember.
He opens his notes. Brief. Yes, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria.
Hey,
The
look at
cadaver had
you.
been there for
You got
4
the cheer
days.
figured out.
No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
No, I know what the RCM is. Of course, yes. I understand everything now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on? Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off?
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Was
Okay.
there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Actually, I have all I need for now.
Good.
And then let's radio in.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Could you run a serial number from a pair of armored boots for me?
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
E50 100 1000. The make and model of the armor is Fairweather T500 VE.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
the International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
Yeah, you can't do that with the remake. You will get absolutely lost, dude. That's hilarious. I'm done with the radio for now.
57th, over and out.
Her voice disappears into the void.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Nope, that's enough with that. Before I mess with this dude's car. Oh, God, that's so funny to me. Just absolutely bungling where you are in remake because it's been too long since you've played it.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
One of these days, I'll go back to that game and play the Jill side. Because I haven't even done that on my own. Like, I haven't ever played the Jill side. I'll also go back to Zero one day and play that, like, Wesker mode that they have. Because I was really fascinated about that. Even though it's just the same game, but with Wesker instead of whatever the actual guy is that I can't remember.
The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Physically, I know where I am, but not what I was trying to do. Yeah, you always know where you are in the Spencer Mansion. Like, nothing ever trips you up with that. It is solely remembering what you were supposed to be doing, since there's not, like, notes or objectives like that. Like, you just have to remember.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer, you're very cool.
He
Bang,
makes
bang, bang, bang.
He makes both hands into finger pistols and fires a few finger bullets into the air. Wesker mode on which game? RE0. The prequel game that comes before 1 that they released when they were doing the remake of 1. The one that has Rebecca as the main character, alongside whatever that dude is that I can't remember the name of. Ooh, that would be silly. How far into the game were you? Yeah, we can have a little fun. Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh, yes. You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his consumerist kingdom with an air of satisfaction.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
He settles back into the pile of boxes he's sitting on.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
Persuade him to give you money. Where are you from, silly?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
I'm in the little, like, side house thing. That's all I know. Oh, like, off in the woods? I know what you're talking about, but I just can't remember off the top of my head.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
Do I want to call it by its name? You're from the Apricot Suzerainty, aren't you?
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Wow, game. Thanks for letting me say that outright, then.
That's right, officer. But it's a bad scene for business there. Too many regulations. Extremely bad for an independent local entrepreneur.
You didn't save your notes correctly. If you're in that side house, who are you playing as, Chris or Jill? See, this is what I love about Twitch. I'm out here playing my own game, and I can do this and be like, well, let me figure out the notes for this.
Hey, why not support this local entrepreneur? You can start by buying a pair of sexy pants or cool sunglasses. Maybe some macaroni?
What kind of stuff are you selling here?
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Do you have a permit to sell all that?
Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits. Just economic freedom. Take a look around.
He takes a deep breath. I like how you said Chris, duh. Okay, cool. Oh god. You go there only a few times. Did you already encounter what's-her-face? Under by where the sharks were? Oh, did you already surpass the sharks?
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Kim, is it true? He doesn't need a permit to sell?
It is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it.
Oh, fascinating.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool.
I did the sharks and the pressure chamber thing. Oh, I really gotta think. Is it supposed to be the spot where you encounter what's-her-face for the first time? No, you would have already done that, I think. Like, you go to leave the cabin and the camera angle doesn't change. and you come back in. I don't remember. Okay, no permit then. Cool.
Hyper cool.
He nods solemnly, then breathes out a sigh of pride, surveying the city around him. That's all then. Let me ask you something else.
Anything for you.
I'll look around. Thanks. I asked that man no questions about the crime. Yeah, Lisa. Did you already encounter her? Fingerless gloves. Oh, who's this guy?
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque.
I mean, if you can, I would say maybe Google about the first Lisa encounter and see what it says like after that. That might help you out. That might be the path, you know.
This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Then I will not pull the lever. Nope. Did not want to.
You officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock.
Hey, if you think it'll be easier to restart, but that's like
an old hunter's knife.
That's at least a good chunk into the game.
On a man stranded on the other side.
But do your thing,
of the
dog.
Waterlock, and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
Do you know what caused this wreckage?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
He thinks for a moment.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Right. Bye.
G'day to you, officers.
I'm disheartened I can't ask him any more questions beyond that. Fast cash for faster times? Oh, I was like, where's the human being of this space?
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
The sound in my right ear is the most uncomfortable noise that I have experienced in a while.
What can I do for you?
He asks.
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Understandable reason to be disheartened, but it is also, it is your fault. Like, there's no other words I can say to that. Like, that's just what happens when you're playing an older game like that. They don't have objectives to tell you what to do. Someone told you what to do, and then you put the game away for months and didn't properly log. And now you're paying the consequences for those actions. Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake. People who are terminally bored.
That is true. Now you can do that. You can play it on the plane.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite the collection indeed.
It keeps me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
By the way, do you, happen to have any guns? Like the ones carried by cops?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Oh no! I pawned my gun?
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
Wait, I sold you my gun.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she kept referring to herself as a pig. Which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her.
Did Kunoise buy my gun? Did she buy my gun? Maybe the real Resident Evil's the way that they made what's-her-name go from RE0 to RE2. You can't bring up a point I brought up to you and act like it's your own information. But that is evil. To explain, since you didn't even have all the facts for the statement joke you wanted to make. Rebecca Chambers, one of the titular characters that shows up in the original Resident Evil game and then got her own game in the prequel, Resident Evil 0, that was made to take place canonically like hours. Just hours before the events in the first game. No, but I'm making a joke. Sure. If you play those games back to back, you learn that Rebecca Chambers is supposed to be hunting down this prisoner who was in transport and seems to have escaped, supposedly killing the officer that he was with. You find him, you find out he didn't do it, there's a whole thing, you're stuck on a train. That was a cool premise, and it doesn't stick around. Should have stayed on the train the whole time. Should have stayed on the train! And it's a whole thing. And she deals with a whole bunch of nonsense with, like, giant frogs and giant, like, wasps and monkeys. Not zombie monkeys. Not, like, giant mutated monkeys. They're just evil, angry monkeys. Like, clearly they have something in them. But they're just monkeys. I think there's a tiger at one point. She gets all the wacky, like, all of the zoo animal collection of the world, and slugs is essentially what she deals with, right? And then, she, like, the game ends, she lets the dude go because he wasn't a bad man. I don't think he was framed, like, he did commit whatever his crime was, but, like, it was for the right reasons. And then she's like, oh, a light, maybe I can go find help there. And it's the Spencer Mansion, and the first game starts. And that poor child, that poor 18-year-old, because if there's one thing that these Japanese game companies love to do, it is put very, very young adults or children in the most peril you've ever seen. I am looking at you, child soldiers in Final Fantasy VIII, and I am looking at you, Rebecca Chambers, 18 years old, member of the police department as their medic. Insane. She was having a terrible day. She almost dies. There's a whole sequence where I think she can die in the first game. It's not a canon event if she dies. Woo! Oh, those who know why I just made that noise, you're real ones.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
I hope it was the Kunoi's.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
I don't like it either. She gets bitten by the snake? Oh, right, there's multiple ones. I forgot. Like, there's the she gets bitten by the snake one. There's the one where one of the hunters, like, corners her in a room, and if you don't get around there in time, I think it kills her. I don't know. I'm just really good at the game. Except for that one random dude who would have just sacrificed himself to a shark anyways. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the citizens' militia?
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
Cotton Eye Joe.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
At least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
You might be able to aid our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything.
Actually, that's all I've got.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
I wanted to ask about my, missing gun. Again.
Sure thing.
Oh!
Sure, man.
What? That was weird. I have other business to take care of now. Can I show him this? Can I show it to him?
Web of it almost looks like.
I can't. Fingerless gloves. Cigarette-stained fingertips. Gasoline-stained fingerless gloves in navy blue. They've been worn threadbare, but being made of wool still provides some warmth and comfort. I forgot my morale is down by 1 right now. This is... I gotta get there after 2100. Oh my god, I never took the body
rows
down.
Of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Step away from the table. Hey, I'm not gonna get caught lost in here looking at his knickknacks, because I forgot to take the body down. Which is such a me thing to do. I think Kunoi's bought my gun. Oh, what the? Damn, already? Bro, that's weak sauce. That's fast. Oh, I was like, where's Kunoi's?
Trying to sneak up on me again? Trying to snuff me out? Get
Yeah, I'm fairly certain she has my gun.
Yes?
I died and didn't have it saved and went back to see I accidentally set it to the hardest level. How did you manage? How did you do that? Oh my god, is that a bag so I can finally collect bottles? Freaked. Bag. Because I'm dumb and didn't read the little level description. Yeah, I guess. That's so funny to me. I don't think I've ever played any game on like a hard difficulty because I like to have fun when I play games. But that's just...
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its...
If I had a nickel for every time I had to watch the opening scene of this game, I'd have like 4 nickels, but it's weird that it happened 4 times. Oh my god. Thank you for reminding me that when I inevitably play OG Resident Evil that you bought me, thanks again, that I will get to see the FMV scenes, which is the scenes where they had actual actors act out that opening, because I think they put in like the animated characters when they do it in the remake, like they take out the actors. That's gonna be fun.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says,
Oh, did you not
one
know?
bottle equals 10 cents. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
I am a richer man now.
You're 100% sure you got special Hobocop money for that tear. At least 100% extra tear money. If the numbers on the machine told you otherwise, it's a lie.
I got special Hobocop money? Why did it want me to look at this stuff? No, if I just bought the game, I didn't know anything about it. You know what? It happens. Alright, let me go talk to the one dude that Kuno told me to speak to. As long as it means I don't have to talk to Kuno. Jolly Giant.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work.
What is a strike? Who are all these strike breakers?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
Hey! Look at you subscribing with Prime. Thank you kindly. My eyeballs really had to read the words Among Us. Oh, you didn't have anything funny to say? That explains the Among Us.
Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here, behind the hostel cafeteria there.
I know nothing about a murder.
Absolutely nothing?
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
A little. Barely. You saw the last time I played that game, and it was still within 2020 when I did that. This really isn't my area of expertise.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
I need you to be my champion against Jean-Luc up there. Not gonna actually say that to him. Is this not who I was supposed to talk to? I am a little stupid, hold on. Go to the harbor gates, ask the Jolly Mesk about the armor. Who's the Jolly Mesk? Was it not this guy? Oh, maybe it's Jean-Luc.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Oh. Subscribe to his advanced race theory? Sure, let's try it out.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Measurehead, I am new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races are there.
Do you?
This is for the thing.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Saillight. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Mao, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding.
I forgot he's just racist.
A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet, little green tassels on their hats.
Okay. Wait. I think I got it? I feel like I don't get it.
You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners. My people simply call them Maun.
Mahun is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru and the Uhu, are much more lactose intolerant. You're welcome.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and Tasso-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden clogs too.
Okay, got it. Who are Type A then, in your view?
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have Type A race propensities. The other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
He draws his finger across his face.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum.
Oh, what? This guy sounds like the narrator from There Is No Game. Oh, he does kind of sound like that guy. I would like to play that game one day. Although I feel like I shouldn't because I've seen it. Like, I've seen a video of it. So I feel like there wouldn't be anything new for me, but I'd probably also still get lost at... No, I'm a little too smart. I was yelling at that game. I was yelling at that video because I was figuring things out before the person that was playing. Also, my delay in seeing your message is because my tablet died. I didn't think it would, but it did. And who are the Seminese and Areopagites in this?
As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Areopagite are on the ascent.
Okay. What's the difference between... No, I'll ask.
The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Simonese inhabit the southern islands. I am Simonese, from the stock of Ulumbuir on Ile de Fantôme.
And the Areopagites?
The Areopagites are the master race of the Ile Maran deserts. The Simonese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from Ile Marat to Ansuland. Thousands of years before the lactose-intolerant Maun Occidentals discovered this place.
And what's the difference between the Seminese and the Areopagites?
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls.
He falls silent, contemplating the beauty and the mystery.
The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite superrace. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world. Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Khoikos and the Vacholier, they are mud-colored people.
Oh, I'm sorry? They're what-colored people?
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white, officer, in a suspect description.
You said Khoikos. I've been trained to identify them as white in official descriptions.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish. like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, muddy, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking Al Ghul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb, and for eating potato.
Wow, dude. His climb up the I'm racist ladder is at the speed of light. Sonic the Hedgehog is giving his fucking bows at this.
The Khoikhoi, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with Podat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
You don't like ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Seminole Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust, uninterrupted. From Holy Semenine to the Boreal Plateau of Katla. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semenese and Areopagite stock, elected by nature, not the base inner spoilage called demos.
There's a lot of words happening here, and I don't know how well I'm holding on to them, but I'm gripping.
The Revacholians, halfway between Tipa and the Racial Cauldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
82,000-year history?
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
Go away, stupid political thoughts. What was this revolution?
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zaraz ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness. A prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft, sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucination, and paranoia. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Khoikhoi to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant.
Potato acid.
Enough of Tibet mediocrity.
The vile CF race cauldron of pederasty, please.
Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me.
Chimeric experiments?
Lesser races like the Mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Semenese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Semenese. The other way around, they fail to produce offspring. The Mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
I know that that's the one I want to go with, but I won't because I might get punched. Any more?
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site.
Yes.
The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Simonese with the Koiko to produce a super worker of Simonese strength and great servility.
He's got so much he wants to lay down right now.
This will never happen. The Simonese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the Mosquito. We will never know precisely. No Simonese man could maintain an erection in the suffocating potato stench of a Koiko woman, or Koika.
Oh god, they've got the gendered term.
But enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type F. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
No, because I started with those and they were real long. Now that we've been through all the types, do I understand advanced race theory?
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
How do I word the mystery?
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
Let's discuss something else.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
God, he's rude at times. A lot of times. Very rude. What is the race enigma? Yeah, I gotta do this. A mass of fantastic races swirls in your head. Desert pygmies playing with their own excrement. Koikos juggling potatoes. Eczema-ridden Mons grinning and dancing on wooden clogs. Everyone is there, the whole race gang, plus some that you may have come up with yourself. The thieving subkips and the Seolite cast of Fortunats hatching some kind of scheme. In the eye of this race Imperion, a vertigo reaching up to the heavens, you sense something drawing nearer. Nearer. Dear Lord.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Oh! This is who Kuno wanted me to talk to. Kuno told me you were supposed to know about the armor.
The little boy had it good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
The probe into the armor. What did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Hold up, 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Okay. I'm ambitious. I'm going to find all of it. All of the pieces.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave the boots to processing, but okay. Let's find all of it.
It's implied he finds it unlikely that you will succeed in this.
Well, I'll prove him wrong.
And Mesquite is epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you.
So Kuno used this to what? Scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He contemplates taking a swig from his flask.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
Thank you for the cooperation, sir.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
Cheesy rice. Congrats. I don't know why I said it in such a funny tone, but I'm very glad I did. Kuno.
Fuck does Kuno care?
I talked to Mañana about the armor.
So?
He said to thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
He looks slightly confused.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like Jello.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
I will remember this, Kuno.
You got fucked. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. Of course you're gonna remember this. Now get the fuck out of here, griefing the Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Does she? Oh, whoa.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Child, converse with me.
Murder was the case they gave me.
She has almost vanished behind the fence. Only the top of her hat remains. That's just funny.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. Stay away from me, pig. You don't want to see what happens when you corner me.
Is it that you'll pull a
I'll die
gun?
before I squeal, pig. I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Were the noodles they are salty? Oh, not Kuno again.
Don't be traumatizing her.
She totally has my gun. No one can convince me she doesn't have my gun. Alright, I think we made some decent progress today. But I think that is where I'm gonna leave it off for now. Get the boots off the victim's feet. Oh. Right! No, hold on. Before I do that, I need to take this man down. I keep forgetting about that part. Multiple times I've forgotten.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots.
Let's try this real quick.
The lips of the corpse are swollen, preposterous.
Who is he? He is male, 40-50, with an athletic build.
Thank you, Kim. Yep, the preliminary examination is done. Let's get him down from there. No, inspect the boots.
The material, delicate. These are clearly not boots.
Indeed. ceramic plate under the heel. Fairweather. Fairweather model T500 VE. Piece by piece. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor.
The sabatons dangle off the mat. A small,
It's anything.
faint, like whirls of floorboards. The design, if trees were made of the smooth, the whirls are in the shape of a letter.
Good. Can you read it? We have a make and a number. That's something.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Why can't I take his boots? Fine.
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
We could saw the branch?
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, it seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Maybe we can ask for help from the harbor.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
Yeah, wait, let's reconsider.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not do it. Not allowed his boots. Okay. Now that I've been down that route, I guess we'll do that next time. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this stream. If you enjoyed it, check out everything else. There's a Linktree link that if you follow, it'll take you to the 2 YouTube channels, The Soloist, which has its own set of videos, and all old streams go up there a week after they've come out, and also What a Channel, which contains What a Thought and What a Book. Excuse me. Oh, and all my social media's in there. You can see that TikTok that was made thanks to that clip that Sloan clipped. Also, thank you guys so much. I shall be back on Wednesday for Final Fantasy VIII, but until then, have a wonderful time, and I will see all of you on Wednesday.